Good evening and happy Friday to you all. This is just a little impromptu drop in here. Hello Lynn, how you doing? And hi Mandy. This wasn't planned and I had no idea I was going to do this, but this morning the internet was shat. So I thought, well, okay, we'll give it another try. No agenda, no schedule. We're not going to do the whole forecast thing because we've already done that. I just thought, you know what? Why don't we just have a little bit of a live chill, go with the flow, answer some questions, see what happens. And it means that I can see if the internet's going to hold, because I have to say I was super stressed this morning because it all seemed to go a bit wrong. So if you do get problems with the internet, my dear people, sentient beings across the world, then if you let me know, hi KLG, just let me know. I'm just testing the internet. We'll test the water, so to speak, the cyber water, and see what happens. Also gives me a chance to practice with TikTok. Now, big shout out to Fern from New Beginnings Creative Agency, who has been lovely enough to send me some instructions, ideas, suggestions on what I'm supposed to do. And I've been told that on TikTok, tapping is clapping. So if you're on TikTok, I think you've got to do this, and I'd be very pleased if you did that. And I'm told top left is likes, top right is viewers. So let's have a look and see if my old lady eyes can spot that. Not really, I have to say. There's something that says 74, and then I can see the time. So I'm still not with it on the TikTok vibe here. But hey, let's just relax and go with it, okay? Because I will get the hang. Honestly, I will get the hang. I hadn't got a clue with YouTube, and I still haven't. Let's admit it. I'm still rubbish at it. But my God, I've come on a long way in 5 months, I can tell you. So, well, I think I have anyway. So here we go. I mean, I literally think I'm Joe Rogan at this moment because I hit 1,000 likes and 4,000 watch hours on YouTube. Yesterday, day before? Oh, yeah. So, and yes, American Max says, if you're not tapping, you're napping. I like that. Let's keep that in mind, guys, on TikTok. Get your tappers out and do the business. Okay, so I saw a question go past there. Steffi, will I get placed in a college campus interview? Is there a possibility? Okay, right, Steffi, let's have a look and ask the cards. Now, remember, we're asking the universe. The universe is using the cards as a conduit, hopefully. Oh no, I'm getting messages that we're glitchy on TikTok already. Gosh, that is not good. We'll see where we go. I'm not into that. Like, what's going on with my internet? I just had somebody fix it. We'll keep going. Okay, so Steffi, college. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Right, okay. Right, Steffi, this is what we call the wish card. The 9 of Cups is your wish card. When it's this way up, you get your wish. When it's this way up, you ain't getting your wish. Luckily enough for you, Steffi, you got it this way up. What we also have for you is the card of giving and receiving. It feels like you're being given a hand from somewhere. There's somebody who's looking over you, who's helping you with this as well. I feel like this is somebody who, maybe the other side, who is actually sort of cheering you on at this stage, because you're going to get that place. You're going to get what you want at this point, okay? I also feel that there's a judgment here. So it's like you had to make some big changes in the past to get where you are, and it feels like you're on the right track here. And this is like a little confirmation. These are lovely cards for you. So yeah, be confident and stride in there like you already own it, okay? You've already got this. It's in the bag. Okay, so yes, please, Mandy, if you've got a question, if you put QQQ, I've got more chance of seeing it. And KLG's told me I'm still glitchy on TikTok. How crap is that? I'm not impressed. I need to know why that is, and I just don't know. Right, why have I got that messages that say invite Cheyenne Blue to join live as a guest? How do I do that? I don't know what to do. Okay. JP, look at my old lady eyes, can't see this. Will me and S get back in a relationship together this year? Okay, let's have a look and see. Remember to put QQQ in front of your questions so that my old lady eyes can possibly see them. Okay, will me and S get back in a relationship? I'm going to have to tell you it's not looking likely. What I've got is the ultimate relationship card, which is your Ace of Cups, but it's in the reverse position, okay? which is like a relationship ending. It's the end of something, and it's like, it's almost like you have to go back to the drawing board, because your next card is the Eight of Pentacles. That's a portal card. When you see it that way up, it's like this is a lesson being learned. This is a stonemason. The tarot just loves a stonemason. Okay, they pop up all over the place. But what this guy is doing is he's making some lovely pentacles on his bits of stone, and he's done them that well that he gets to go through this portal. This is like the gamer. This is if this was a game, he'd be like leveling up and going to the next level, because this is reversed. It's telling me that you ain't going anywhere with this relationship at the moment, all right? But on the horizon, we've got a king. We've got a king of pentacles. This is an earth sign, and this is somebody who's potentially a Virgo, a Taurus, a Capricorn, or somebody with that kind of inclination about them. Our earth signs are those people that you can rely on, those people that you lean into, people that feel just like they've got their feet planted firmly in the ground. And this guy is on the peripheral. Have you been discounting somebody because you're trying to put all your eggs in this basket? And it feels to me like this ship might have sailed, and that might be for the good, okay? Because something's waiting for you, and it's a King of Pentacles, okay? I've got a pinned question there. Will me and my husband have more than one child? Oh, Kitty, what a lovely question. I'm assuming that you want more than one child here. Let's see what the cards have got to say. Now remember, tarot is never going to answer your medical questions, and it only gives you an indication of what's likely to happen given current circumstances. And I've frozen again, apparently, on TikTok. So irritating. So what we get is we get an overview based on current circumstances. Right, okay, what I've got here is you winning a battle. Now I've also got this Ace of Swords card here is something which is it's known for being a card of fertility, I have to say, because if you look at the illustration on this, always look at the illustration on your tarot. What you've got there is phallic, okay? Let's not lie about it. This is symbolic of the erect you know what, okay? And that's about fertility. So with this winning the battle and a fertility symbol, this seems to say to me that you are going to have more than one child. We've also got a page popping up, and that page is an earth sign. A page is very often a youngster, yeah? So you could be looking at an earth sign child, which would be a Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus again. So work the maths out, work backwards and find out when it is that you need to get busy, I would say. Okay. Just going to have a drink of this lovely Coke. Thank you, Cheyenne Blue. Do you know, looking great, Sky? That is a lovely thing to say, because I feel really hot and sweaty. And you know that it's, I don't feel the heat and the humidity too much like other people do, but just these last couple of days, it's been sticky. Even in the frozen north, it feels like it needs a thunderstorm, I have to say. It really does. Will I have kids by my girlfriend? Charlie. Okay. Your live contains themes that some might find uncomfortable. Oh my God, I've got a warning message from Reason, alcohol, tobacco, or drugs. Good Lord, TikTok saying I'm taking alcohol. That is a lie. Oh my, could it be because my glass has got Stella written on it? It's not Stella, TikTok, it's not. That's a bit disturbing, isn't it? Big Brother is definitely watching. Okay, so I think that I've just lost like the under 18 audience on TikTok. Because I had a glass with Stella written on it. Okay, right, Charlie, back to your question. Will you have kids with your girlfriend? I'm assuming that you want them. Yes. Yes, I feel that you will, because what we've got here is we've got two knights. We've got a Knight of Wands, which is you playing the field, being active, like it's that sowing the seed thing. But then we've got a Knight reversed, which is like a settling down. It is like coming out of that phase of, I want to say play in the field, but I don't mean like that to be derogatory. It's like, you know, when there's more and more and more options, but then we have that changing round, those two knights, one up, one down, okay? So it's like narrowing your options, but then look at the third card I have for you. Now, when I said that the Ace of Swords was a symbol of fertility, it's like secondary in symbolism to the Ace of Wands, because that is the ultimate sign of fertility. So this is going to say that you are going to have children. And in fact, the signs are so strong here that if you're not wanting them right now, I would put something on the end of it, okay? Because it feels like your fertility is through the roof, okay? So be warned, and let me know if you manifest a child tonight, because that would be great. Okay, Mr. Mac, will my son have a good year at his new school with his disability? Weird question, but I'm worried about it. Understandably so, Mac. Let me shuffle these cards properly and have a good look. Yeah, Lynn, I thought that was creepy as well when all of a sudden I'm getting warning messages on TikTok. I thought it was because I mentioned the word phallic, but I think it was the Stella glass, because it did say it's to do with drugs and alcohol. It's like, ooh, am I going to get blood tested? Right. Okay, so my son had a good year at his new school with his disability. Let's have a look. Okay, this is really interesting, because we've got a situation here where I've got two reversals and then we've got a great ending, okay? It feels like there were certain lessons in the past, all right, that took a lot of learning, and there was mistakes that were made, and he was in the wrong place for a while, and it took a while to get things so that he would be in the right place. Yeah, that's your portal. That's why that is that way up. Remember, that's like a card. This is associated with education, the Eight of Pentacles. Remember that stonemason chipping away and making his pentacles, and he's learning, okay? It's a position of education. But what happens is he learns and he goes through the portal. Now, with this being reversed, okay, it suggests that he was not doing particularly well previously. And then we have this card, the Eight of Cups reversed. Now, look at this card, Mac. When it's up this way, this is a card of leaving things behind, walking away, not looking back. When it's up this way, it's a card of staying somewhere too long, in the wrong place for too long. It's like it needed to be left behind a long time before. Yeah, it needed to be, the change needed to happen, okay? But the great news is that you've got the Page of Wands, okay? The page, remember, the page is representative of a child, of a young person, and Wands is about fire and energy and inspiration. Now, take a look, Matt, at that page on there, looking into the future, like looking forward. When you see these three cards together, because we read cards contextually, not singularly, you've got a situation where that it was like not going right educationally, wasn't going through the portal on this card. There had been like, it was a situation that needed left. It was like you'd stayed somewhere too long and the change needed to be made. And then look at that for a card of beauty of the question that you've asked. I love it when things come together like this, because that is like new beginnings. That page is a new beginning. It's a young person stepping forward into a brighter future. And what that does is it metamorphosizes that card. The Eight of Cups becomes from staying too long to leaving it behind. Now look at the illustration on that card. That's your son walking away, leaving the past behind, leaving anything that happened in the past in other educational establishments and other places behind as he walks to these mountains. When you see mountains in the tarot, they represent challenges, okay? But when you get to the top of the mountain, it's hard to climb, but then you look back and you realize what you've achieved, okay? And he's heading into a brighter future. So those two cards together are like, yes, that is a fabulous answer, and I love that. Choked up a bit there because that just it just worked out so perfectly. That so the answer is yes, he's gonna do well. And Lynn, no, you could not. Oh, you thought they could smell your stuff? Okay, yeah, I was gonna say they can't smell it here. Right, okay. Right, Cheyenne Blue, any message I need to receive today? And your birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, Cheyenne Blue. I hope you have a fantastic day, and a Saturday too. Isn't it great when you get a birthday on a Saturday? Like, do you remember being a kid and it's like if your birthday was on a Tuesday, you were like absolutely done with it. Right, Cheyenne Blue, anything for you. Okay. Oh, right, okay. What we've got is ties to the past, and we've got dreams, okay? So there's something that you've dreamt about that has a connection to the past, okay? Is it a yearning that you have for somebody or a situation from the past? Is it something that you've been thinking about, like, oh, I wish it was back then, I wish I was with that person, or wish things were like they used to be? Because this is a card of nostalgia. This is a card of fantasy, but not necessarily in a bad way. It's like we have to have dreams, yeah? And these are dreams associated with the past, okay? But what we've got as the third card, Mrs. Dark Horse Cheyenne Blue, is the Lovers. Okay, so are you having dreams of something perhaps a little spicy that connects you with somebody in the past or something from the past? Or are you yearning to go back to a way of looking at things when you were perhaps feeling more adventurous about relationships? Because it feels like you are moving into a new phase where this card becomes more prevalent. This energy becomes more prevalent in your life. And it feels like we've got dreams, we've got fantasy, and we've got love here. So, wow. I mean, I wish I was getting these cards because these are quite exciting. So, keep me informed about that. That's really interesting. I can see those questions on YouTube. I'm just going to see, they've got one on TikTok up here. I want to answer. Will I find love? Anna Maria. Let us have a look. I hope you will, Anna. I hope you will. We shall see. I need to stop talking too fast because I get myself into such an excited state. It's like, oh, Mr. Matt, I don't think you have anything to worry about there because those cards were just like really, really clear. You know, sometimes you pull cards and you're like, oh, well, this could mean this could mean that, but that was like super clear. I hope it made a lot of sense to you, and I hope it makes you feel a little less nervous about it, because I totally get how you would feel in that situation. Okay, so Anna Marie, will you find love? Yeah, but you've got to put down some burdens, my dear, because you're the Empress reversed at the moment. That means that you're failing to manifest what you want, okay? And that's because you've got 10 of Wands energy around you. You're carrying emotional baggage. You're carrying things that make you a little bit impenetrable, a little bit unreachable, a little bit, maybe even a little bit scary to some people. And it could be that you've been hurt in the past, and it could be that you're, you know, you put walls up. We all do when we've been through crap, yeah? But I feel that you need to let down on those walls. We've also got here the Five of Wands reversed. Now, this is also a card that says you need to stop listening to the people around you a little bit, okay? Stop listening to, like, people say, oh, well, this, you should be doing this, or you shouldn't be doing that, or like, why don't you try this, or why don't you try that? We need to dump this. Okay, get rid of this energy, all right? Because you need to have more of your own mind. You need to have more of what you want to do, how you want to move forward. You are going to find love, but you need to be able to put down the burdens from the past. You need to be able to cut free of that emotional baggage, because when you go into a new relationship carrying that baggage, we tend to manifest the same problems, yeah? And it's like, it's so difficult to let go, isn't it? And to trust again, and to make ourselves vulnerable again. But you have to do it sometimes. And so go forward, move forward, and be brave. Lily, will Jenna find love? Oh, I hope so too. Let's have a look. Will Jenna find love? Let's give these a quick shuffleation. And then I'll go to No Shy Sherlock after this. So, Lily, will Jenna find love? Let's see. Well, isn't that interesting? We've got the Lovers card again. The Lovers is saying, well, it seems like it's a definite yes, okay? But we've also got an independent lady coming out here as well. So this is like, yeah, there's love on the cards here, literally, but it's like on her own terms, yeah? It's like there's not going to be something where she's swept off her feet. It's like she's very much in control. And I've also got the Seven of Pentacles. As our Bear would say, this is the cabbage man, as we call him. He stands there and he observes his cabbages, which are actually pentacles. And that is because he's planted those seeds and he's waiting for them to grow. So I see love coming here, but I don't see it rushing in, and I don't see it being a poor decision, because this is a lady that knows her mind, okay? It's also a good sign that this is somebody who's going to be quite materially well off, because the Nine of Pentacles is a queen who likes her good things in life. Yeah, you see she's standing there with a nice bird on her hand, and she's in a lovely garden surrounded by flowers. She's got a great house, she's got what she wants. Yeah. So I feel like there is love there, there is going to be love there, it's going to be on her terms, and she makes a good decision, but she plants the seeds and waits for them to grow. It's not a rushing in situation, it's more of a planting the seeds and waiting to harvest them. So it's like a long burn thing. That's the idea that I get there. I need to scroll back up, sorry, on YouTube to see that question, because I can't see it now. I hate the fact that I can't scroll very easily. Oh, bear with me, it's Friday, I'm sure you don't mind. Right, Lynn, shall I carry on doing what I'm doing, going down the road I've taken? Okay, let's have a look. I don't know, did I miss anything on there? Right, we'll have a look for Lynn. Okay, and then I'll go up to Lucy. Lucy, I hope you stay pinned up there. Right, okay, so Lynn, should I carry on with what I'm doing, going down this road? No. Lynn, do not stay where you are, because you've got the Eight of Cups as well, and that is a card that says you've stayed doing the same thing for too long. Okay, because what you have in front of you is a new emotional start. Okay, there's a new, it's like a new relationship or a new way of looking things or a new way of thinking. You know, when, for example, you might not be after a new relationship, not some of us aren't, yes, not so, gosh, I'm getting my words tangled up, but like, this is a card for a new relationship, but it can equally be a new relationship with yourself, a new emotional start. All right, but look at these cards together. That is, you've stuck around in a situation doing the same thing for too long. In order to start this new relationship, you need, with yourself potentially or with somebody else, you need to change tact. Okay, and I'm also going to say that we've got Empress energy there as well. So it feels like you are going to start something new, which enables you to grow, enables you to nurture, enables you to, again, I'm going to use the analogy of planting seeds, because I feel like you've been going down that same road, treading that same path for a long time, and when we keep doing the same thing and expecting something new to happen, it's like, how many times do we have to do the same thing and go, okay, right, why don't you just go back to the drawing board? All right, why don't you try something entirely new? Because to manifest this beautiful Empress energy, it feels like you have to leave something behind, you have to walk down a different road. Okay, those are really interesting cards. I like that. That is new start energy there, Lynn. It really is. Okay, that's what I missed. No shy Sherlock. Will my husband's health improve? Okay, now remember that I don't give any medical advice, because I ain't a doctor or a nurse or anything like that. So it's not, you know, I can't give medical advice. What I can do is look to see if his well-being will improve. Okay, and remember that we're asking the universe, and I believe that the cards act as a conduit from the universe in order to get us some answers. I must remember Fern said to me that your, what did she say, top left is likes, top right is viewers. No idea, I can't see anything. 65, I think it says at the top right. Is that right? I don't know. Can anybody who's a mod on there see that? I don't know. I really have to learn how to use TikTok, and I need to fix the internet, but hey ho. Okay, let's concentrate. Right, will my husband's health improve? We're talking well-being. Will his well-being improve? Okay, I'm going to say that it looks favourable, but it feels like there's something new that he has to try. Now, we're going to start from one end and we're going to go back to the other, because what I've got is a king. I've got a king back on his throne. I've got two swords, and that's that ace of swords in the middle here is a new beginning. It's forceful, it's powerful. Swords are vitality, okay? They're like picking up the sword and starting again, okay? That ace in particular is like high energy. It returns high energy, and we've got ace, we've got king, so we've got the full spectrum of swords here. We've got beginning and end, so it feels like this is a real boost to energy. Okay, But what we have at the beginning here is judgment reversed. So it feels to me like there's something else that he needs to try. There's a different path that he might need to go down. I'm pulling another card because I can. It's a clarifier. I've got the Ace of Pentacles as well. So there's an event. It feels like there might be some advice coming to your husband. He might have been considering trying a different tact to do with his well-being. Okay, I'm not going to say the word health here. We don't give health advice, but I feel like in order for his well-being to improve more, there might be something that he needs to try that's different, and it could be that somebody's already spoken to him about this. Okay, now that Judgment card is like a crossroads, and it's like, you know, when you've got options to weigh up and you're looking at information, you're trying to decide which way to go with things. Okay, I feel like he might need to try something that he hadn't really given much consideration before, or had discounted, and it might be worth revisiting that. But overall, these are really good cards. I mean, really good cards for improving energy and vitality. That Ace of Swords in particular, it's like, I've mentioned it before, we had it earlier as being phallic because it's fertile, it's energy, it's rejuvenation, and that King is the mastery of that energy. So you couldn't really have asked for better cards for that question. Okay, no shy Sherlock. I hope that helps. Do let me know how that resonates with you. Oh, I just nearly choked there for some reason. Yeah, sorry about the glitching on TikTok. What am I going to do about that? I'm going to end up having to buy unlimited data, aren't I, and streaming on that on my phone, but it's going to cost like an extra £20 a month, and I'm tight and have no money. So how are we going to deal with that? We're just going to YouTube and TikTok more and more and more until it pays for it all. Yeah, okay, right. I just need to press this arrow on YouTube because I did all this morning and thought, there are no more questions, and I hadn't pressed the arrow. And there were loads. Sun Chris, do the cards think I should move to a different state? Let us see. Let us see. Let us ask the universe via the conduit of tarot. Gosh, we've been on nearly half an hour already. The time does fly with cards. Yes, I think you should. I think you should. And I think it's because we've got a wish involved here and we've got a new start. It's like, would you be asking that question if you weren't thinking about it? Yeah. It feels like the seed is already there, and it feels like you've already explored that possibility in your mind. And these are like encouraging cards because that page in particular is like, it's a new start. It's that childlike energy. It's revisiting the vigor of youth. It's experiencing things as new again. It's not staying in the same place. It's moving forward, and pages are new beginnings as much as anything else. They're also messages as well, messengers, I should say. So is it possible that you've received a message about something in a different state? Have you already been contacted about the possibility of a new life in a different state? Because I feel like that might be literally on the cards. I've also got the Six of Cups involved here as well. So there's this tie to childhood as well. It's like almost like, are you revisiting like the youthful energy? Again, we've got the page and we've got that Six of Cups. It's like a youthful experience of things again, going back to the beginning and starting again. So I feel that, yeah, go for it. Go for a new state. Okay, let us have a look. Will I marry? Lisa, will you marry? Okay, let's have a look and see. Right, will Lisa marry? Lisa, you have got the 10 of Cups, okay? Now, do you know, sometimes I feel like people might think I'm making this up. I'm not. You can look these things up. You can look up the cards. My interpretations of tarot are quite traditional. All right, yeah, we make a narrative. We have to as readers, but the meanings of the cards don't really differ much. What you've got here is one of the strongest representations of marriage, along with the Four of Wands in the tarot deck. Okay, so that's a firm yes from me. What we also have is a strength card for you and the moon card as well. Now, what this would say to me is that you've had to be strong through a lot of things as well. It's like you've had to put up with a lot of things and you've been deceived as well. And it feels like you might have lost confidence, okay? But these cards are saying to you, Yes, you're going to get what you want. And yes, you've got that marriage on the cards to look forward to. You've had to be strong for a long time. Forget how you were deceived. Forget how you were treated in the past. Forget how they made you feel about yourself is what I'm hearing, okay? Because you have better to come, my dear. Okay, that was nice. I like that too. Okay, Lucy, what should I do about my love life situation? You've got options, but you're worried about something which I can't see on the screen. All right, okay. So I think I can try and press this little arrow. If you disappear, that means I've pressed it wrong. Oh, worried about making the wrong choice. I did it right. I pressed the right thing for once. Oh, by the way, I need to remind you, tapping is clapping. If you ain't clapping, tapping, you're napping. I need to work out how to say that. Damn it. Right. So let us see. Lucy, what are you going to do about your love life situation? You've got options. Well, that's a start, Lucy. That is a start because a lot of us are sitting here without options. So let's see what the cards have. I feel the need to give these a bloomin' good shuffle. I really do. Right. Can I say that to everybody asking the questions like, will he come back to me? Is this? Focus on your own life as well, yeah, because we can wait around for people forever, yeah, and waste our entire lives. You don't need cards to tell you that, guys. Right, Lucy, what should you do? Without knowing the context, this is difficult, okay, I have to say, because we've got 3 major arcana cards here, which is like a massive transformation. And depending on your situation will be depending how we read this, okay? I've got a Tower card reversed. I've got the Chariot and I've got the World. Now, there's several ways that you could read these, okay? One of them would be run, okay? Because to avoid the Tower, you get in your Chariot and you sod off, because the World, that is the completion of a cycle, okay? It's something that's finito, over, move past it. But we could also, it depends where you are in your situation, doesn't it? And this is where we get into the difficulty of reading tarot blind when you don't know anything about somebody's situation, okay? And it's very generic, okay? Because what we're looking at here is a situation where I'd say if we were sitting in front of me, I'd be like, okay, are you in a relationship? And then you'd possibly say, and if you want to call that cold reading, call it what you want. I call it you get more value out of a tarot reading if you give me a little bit of information, okay? Because I'm not just digging around blind and talking about various things. So these cards in my hand would say to avoid a situation going wrong, you move away from it because it's the end of a cycle, okay? And I've just got a rose. Thank you, Andy. I don't know what a rose is, but it sounds really good. Thank you very much. And I think, Andy, if you've asked a question, I think there's some way that I can see it. If any of the mods see a question from Andy, if you can pin it, and then hopefully I'll see it. If I don't, I will go. If you're on TikTok, I've found where you can go afterwards and have a look at who's sent gifts. And if you've sent a question, I should be able to see it. And possibly, and then I'll be able to answer it. If I see it, I will answer it. KLG, yeah. So TikTok just gave the audience a warning about substances. I bet that is because I've got a Stella glass. I bet it is. That is just so mad. Right. Okay, so yeah, it feels like you need to get in your Chariot and move away from something because it's the end of a cycle. However, this could work the other way round. Yeah, it could work the other way around as well. We could be looking at something karmic here that you're driving towards in order to avoid a negative situation. So I'm like I'm not going to pretend that I know which way that's going to go for you, because that would just be crap of me, because it would be like me going, oh, well, this is what it actually means. Remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. Do not make any major life decisions based on what these cards say. Just take it as a little bit of with a pinch of salt, but maybe, yeah. Have a look at these cards. Now, go and find a book on tarot and read what these cards mean. You've got Tower reversed, Chariot, World, okay? I'm giving you the dots. You go and join them, okay? What do these mean? But they're important. This is transformative because you've got 3 majors here. So it's a really important thing. And Mr. Mac has just given me 2 roses, and I love that. Thank you. I don't know what they are. Another one. Brilliant. Brilliant. We like roses. Hello, I believe we've got a Mrs. Mac as well. If you're not liking, get to hiking. Absolutely. We like that one too. I'm getting all the good sayings, aren't I? Right. Okay. Why does that say that on TikTok? Consuming substances featured in this live could harm your health. What substances? TikTok, you're on one. I'm not consuming any substances. I'm never using a Stella glass again. I just nicked this from the pub. It hasn't got Stella in it. I'm going to cover it up. It ain't Stella, TikTok gods. It's actually Coke Zero, which is probably more harmful to your health. But anyway, right. Let's see. Okay, will me and my ex Deborah get back together soon? Andy, okay, I think you're the person that sent me the gift. So thank you, Andy. That is lovely and kind of you. We shall have a look. Will you and your ex Deborah get back together soon? Okay, I feel that you've been really unsettled because I've got you as a king of wands reversed. A king is a fire. This is a fire king, but this is a man who's had his fire put out. It's like the light was extinguished in you, and it feels like there was some poor judgment involved there as well. It feels like there was some bad choices and bad decisions made, which sort of led to this breakup. Now, if you're asking if you're going to get back together soon, what I've got is, first of all, we've got the Ace of Wands, which is a strong indicator of yes, but I've also got the Strength card. Now, well, this sounds like a yes, it is, but it's like this card is like you need to be strong inside. And I think what we're being told here is you mustn't compromise, okay? There's been poor decisions in the past, but it's time to be strong now, and it's time not to compromise just because I feel that you really want this to happen, okay? It would be really easy for you to compromise your needs in order for this to restart. However, if you do that, you're likely to go down the same road, okay? Because we've got this poor judgment card here, which is about making wrong decisions and going down the wrong path. So we need to avoid this situation again, and to do that, I feel like it's on the cards for you to get back with this person, with Deborah, did you say? But be strong, utilize your strength card, okay? This is an energy which is a gentle strength. It's like this person prizes open the jaws of the lion, but doesn't force them open, strokes the lion's jaws and they open gently, okay? It's inner strength. It's not forcing things. It's not forcing the issue. It's not chasing. It's waiting. It's having that inner strength to know that this will happen. But it's also, with this card, it's being strong and not compromising what you want, okay? Just to get that relationship back on track, okay? I hope that helps. Haley, will me and my son work things out, please? Oh, Haley. Oh, dear. Okay, I hope so. Me and my daughter fall out sometimes, and it's literally the worst feeling, isn't it? It's not nice at all. I'm always right, of course. She just doesn't understand that. Right. Ruby, if you're watching, you know it's true. Right. Haley, will you and your son work things out? Andy, you're so welcome. Right. And remember, tapping is clapping. There you go. I'm getting with the TikTok stuff. If you ain't tapping, you're nothing. Right, it's putting me off now. Okay. Right, okay. Well, you and your daughter make things up. Yes. This is another one of those times where I'm like, God bless my cards. Right, because this is like so beautiful. I want you all to just go and grab tarot books so you know that I ain't making this up. This is what the cards are saying, okay? We've basically got, this is the Five of Pentacles. When it's up that way, it's about loss. When it's up this way, it's what was lost is returning to you. These people are hot-footing it away from somewhere where they've lost things, okay? What they're missing is this window behind them, which is like there was help. There was a solution extended to them, which they ignored. But when we turn it this way, it's like the solution is now open. There's a solution right in front of you, which you can take. And then we back it up with this beautiful card, the Six of Swords. Have a look at that. That is somebody in a boat who's being rowed away from troubled water to smoother water, okay? This card is all about leaving behind the troubles, going to a much smoother time. And then we've got the third card, which is a little bit different. It's the moon. And it's like, okay, what we're looking at here is we're looking at lunar months. Okay, so I'm going to put my neck on the line here and say that we're looking at a 28-day thing. Okay, there's changes that can be made over the next month, which is going to move you from one place to the other. Also, I would say that you've got things that were hidden that need to be shared between you. You've got things that need to be said, things that need to come out of the moonlight and into the sunlight. Okay, there's things that you need to get out in the open as well. But yes, the cards couldn't give you a more resounding yes. So I love that. I love that. Okay, right. It's time for, I've still got that warning on TikTok. This isn't Stella TikTok. It's just a stolen glass. Is that even worse? Right. So just a quick check-in. Have we identified that the internet is still glitchy? And I think what I'm going to do is pull Facebook, because there's nobody watching me on it anyway, and see if that actually improves anything. It might not, but we'll see, because nobody's watching me on there anyway. Hi Deanne, how are you doing? Why do certain people just take the chronic piss out of me, then make it my fault? Oh Deanne, that sounds awful, but it's a horrible place to be in. And without looking at the cards, when that happens to people, it's normally because they're really nice people and people just take a lend, because that's what happens in some people's nature. We shall have a look. Deanne, it is not a big enough glass for the day that I've had. I have to have a bigger glass. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it because I can, because it's my stream. And if I bore people, they can just go. Deanne, my decking, I've got like a massive decking out the back of my house. It's about 4 feet high, which I put in when I moved in like 11 years ago, just because there was so much crap in the garden. I was just like, let's just build a huge decking over the whole thing. But then my stepdad was like, every year he's like, you need to be treating that decking, it's going to rot. And I was like, yeah, whatever, and didn't. And now it's rotted. And so he actually went through it. So we started trying to like take it down, and it's like, for a start, there's spiders like you've never seen under there, and I just can't cope with that. And it's like massive amounts of work, and what's under it is still awful. It didn't go away. It was still the hideous mess that was there when I put the decking over the top of it. And like ideally you would flag that area, but obviously flagging somewhere, flagstones cost a fortune, and I can't afford that. So it's all just been massively stressful, but in the grand scheme of things, it ain't, is it? It's just one of those little first world problems. Right, Deanne? Okay, let's answer Deanne's questions. Why do people take the pee? I'm going to not think, yes, I know what this is going to say, because when you think that, when you're reading cards, if you read cards, you'll know this. When you think of the answer, it tends to turn up. So you've got to like keep your mind a little bit blank. Right. Well, I would say, right, because you're good at fighting battles for a start. That's the wounded soldier. But it's also somebody who defends people, okay? But it's also, you've got temperance upside down, right? Now that temperance has 1 foot on earth, 1 foot in water, and she spreads out her energy wisely, okay? These two cards together would suggest, Deanne, that you'd have a tendency to overgive. Yeah, so it's like you can't pour from an empty vessel, and people will know that, and they'll know that they can push and push and push and take and take and take. Okay, so you'll defend people till you're blue in the face, and you'll also give and give and give. Now what comes with that is your Page of Wands reverse, which is you, my dear, without any energy left, and it leaves you feeling, this can feel bitter. You end up feeling bitter if you put yourself in that situation. So I think the answer is because you do it. Yeah, because people will only treat you as you allow them to treat you, but you do it out of the goodness of your heart, but it's depleting you, and you can end up feeling bitter about it, upset about it. So the solution is, we need temperance to fly around and to be this way up. Now this is about balance, it's about moderation, it's about only giving out your energy where and when it's needed, but keeping some to yourself, okay? And learning how to say no, because if you're a yes person, it ends up just being too much, doesn't it? So I think that's the lesson from those cards. Okay, the weekly rant. Hello, how are you doing? Okay, right, is my ex, let's call her Is that T or I? I've only got old lady eyes. Still stalking me and my new little family. Or has she left me alone now? I have completely moved on with wife and children. It's been nearly a decade of her hounding me. Oh my goodness, this is like single white female or Fatal Attraction vibes, isn't it? Okay, all right, Ron is live. Okay, so we're going to answer this question and we are going to call it a day. Okay, right. Let's have a look at a weekly rant. Okay, yeah. Now, this feels like a strong she's left you alone because we've got a 10 of Pentacles, which is a balanced financial situation. It feels like she had finances on her mind as much as anything. Was she pursuing you for maintenance or something like that? Was there money involved, or was there money in her mind involved? But we've got is the 7 of Swords reversed here as well. Now that's about strategy. It's about underhandedness. It could be stalkery, but with it being reversed, I would say that that's the cards giving me a strong, like, no. It feels like she's backed off. It feels like what was going on, this underhanded thing, has dissipated. And then that's confirmed with that card, which is justice, which is talking about the fact that justice has been served, the karma has played out. It feels like the balance has been returned, justice has been served, and it feels like she is not still stalking you. Okay, right. I think that we're going to pull YouTube now. I'm going to stay live on TikTok for the next few minutes, for the next 10 minutes or so, because I wanted to do over an hour on TikTok because I've been asked to by this creator agency because of, I don't know why, but it's something to do with how it works. So I'm going to say goodbye to you on YouTube, and then I'm going to stay on TikTok for a little while. So thank you very much, YouTube people. I love you lots. I believe Ron is live now, and I don't want to overlap with Ron's show, seeing as he's kind enough to let you share my streams on Discord. So I don't want to jeopardize that privilege. So I'm going to say goodnight to you on TikTok, and I'm going to stay on you. No, I'm going to say goodnight to you on YouTube. I'm going to stay on TikTok for a while with my illegal Stella glass. Okay, so I will see you all in a bit when I'm done on TikTok. In about 20 minutes or so, I'll be back over and I'll say hello on Ron's stream. See you later, guys. Stay weird. Okay, right. My sweaty finger won't press finish. Oh no, that's because it's not touch screen, it's a laptop. Ah! Good God, it might as well have been